So in 1882, Percy Criddle, who was a merchant in London, England, uprooted his wife Alice and their 5 children, and his mistress Felice and their 4 children, and brought the whole kit and caboodle over to Canada. In fact, they came to Brandon, and they settled out here in what came to be known as St Albans, which Percy Criddle named after his place back in England. This is what St Albans looks like today. This is the big house. This is the second house that Percy Criddle built here. Well, he didn't build it, but a friend built it for him. It has 8 bedrooms upstairs. It has a big kitchen, big dining room, a music room, and a library on the first floor. It would not have been unusual for Percy and the family to have friends over, and Percy would be sitting playing the organ, and people would be dancing through the various rooms of the first floor of St Albans. It's a gigantic house. Style, vaguely colonial, practical, a couple of chimneys there. I think there's another one on the back. So a huge thing to heat. About 8 bedrooms upstairs. They brought 9 kids over with them, and I think they had 4 or 5 more when, or Percy had 4 or 5 more. I don't know the breakdown once they got here. This is Percy's big house, and this is how it looks partially restored today. All right, we're going to walk in the front door here now of Percy Criddle's house, and it's huge. It echoes already. And coming in the front door to my right is the music and billiards room. A nice spacious room. This is where Percy played the organ and everybody would dance, have a game of billiards. And next to that, this huge open archway here. Look at this. Look how open this place is. It's gigantic. This was the dining room here. Kitchen's right here over to the left. I don't know what this was. Oh, just a little addition, I guess. Yes, that's right. There was an addition done. An east annex, they called it. This is the huge dining room with nice views of the prairie out there. These huge windows, gigantic windows. And then we'll go through this way, which would have gone into the very, very large kitchen with the back door. And another nice view of the prairie and some of the original cupboards back there. You can see those nice little details along the top of the cupboards. Original to the house. Lots of restoration going on here, though. And this would be the library to your left as you enter the house. And another nice room all painted yellow. Indeed, another nice view of the prairies. Okay, upstairs. We're going to try these stairs. They look good. We'll give them a shot. All right, upstairs. Remember, 8 bedrooms up here. And here's one. Look at that wallpaper. Isn't that nice? Here's 2. Ooh. Big bedrooms. Here's 3. A little bit of the wallpaper left there. A little bit. Here's 4. Another gigantic room. Master, maybe. Oh, someone's drawing a peace circle on the floor of this. Isn't that unusual? It's just the wind blowing the plexiglass window around. This. Compassion, love, peace, strength, courage, fortitude. Beautiful. Honesty. Right here in the Criddle homestead. I don't know if they'd approve or not, but that's 4 bedrooms. Down here we have 5. And a little one, pink. A little bit of trim along the top. 6. And down here, 7. And a huge, huge room. Maybe the master. And 8. 8 bedrooms on this floor. So I'll just stand on the second floor landing and do a little pan around. There's the stairs down there. And the 8 bedrooms all around me. Notice that 3 of the bedrooms have transoms. That one, just quite a small room. And that one. The smaller rooms have the transoms. And now I'm standing in front of the Dominion Department of Agriculture Entomology Laboratory of Manitoba. Norman Criddle, officer in charge. Here at the Criddle Vane home site, known as St Albans, or Awami, whatever you want to call it. Well named. And this was the first entomology lab in Western Canada. Norman Criddle was a well-respected, incredibly distinguished entomologist. He knew bugs inside and out. And the world came here to work with Norman Criddle. Renowned scientists from all over the world came here to this little place somewhere between the Brandon Hills and the Spirit Sands to study the bugs of this area. And this is the place that they did it, at Norman Criddle's entomology lab. Norman's buried here in the family cemetery. He lived until 1933. He's buried out there with the rest of the Criddles, most of them anyway. I think we'll take a look inside Norman's lab. And here we are going into Norman Criddle entomology lab. Not much in here. Some of the paintings of some of the flora that Norman Criddle did. Old appliances here. And a lot of bugs. You can hear them buzzing. How appropriate. Percy Criddle was a big believer in sports, and on St Albans he created tennis courts. There was a 9-hole golf course here, and this is the site of where the tennis courts used to be at St Albans. Well, as I mentioned, St Albans had a golf course, and this is the 9th hole, a sand green. It was probably the first golf course in Manitoba. That's what they think, created somewhere back, around 1914, maybe 4 holes they started out with, and then gradually over the years got up to 9. So there was 9 holes of golf, as well as everything else here at St Albans. Here's its relationship to the house. And this is the well on the Criddle Vane estate, with a beautiful oak tree above it, and they used to call that the well oak. Wouldn't you know? This is what's called the palace. See the sign? Well, at one point it might have been palatial. Today it's a few old beautiful logs rotting away in the bush, surrounded by lovely oak trees, which I guess is why I feel so comfortable here. I have an affinity for those things. In any case, the palace was Edwy, who was one of Percy's sons, Edwy and his bride. They lived here, Edwy and Emily, when they lived on the farm here. This is where they lived. There's not much left of it now. They moved off. Edwy was a very successful farmer, built his own big house, and had his own tennis court. This is a chicken coop built in 1895. Still standing. Just down the path from the palace. Along the trail here at St Albans there's been old farm equipment, and here's a beautiful old plow. It's been sitting there so long it's got lichen on it. And in a beautiful peaceful clearing among the oaks and the spruce, here lies the Criddle Vane family in their family cemetery. Here's Percy's grave here. Right next to him on his left would be Elise, and on Percy's right was Alice. A little further down in the corner here is Norman Criddle. And in many of them they have what they did. Norman here says naturalist. And behind me we have Stuart Criddle, also a naturalist. Evelyn Criddle, a naturalist. Alma, who is an author and a naturalist. And behind me there's a couple more. There was Maida, who is the peacemaker. That's so beautiful. Maida was the peacemaker. Talbot, sportsman and naturalist. And David and Carolyn, beautiful. Friends and lovers. Friends and lovers. What a peaceful place. The Criddle Family Cemetery. Urbana, St Albans. Today we call it the Criddle Vane Provincial Park. Come and visit it. It's a little obscure, but it's really a neat history of some very eccentric people who came here a long time ago and made a contribution to Manitoba.